Never Too Much Kicks, one of our main sponsors. Today I'm here with G Money the Prince, and we're gonna talk about the life of G Money the Prince, what got him into radio and his background, and what does the future hold for the hip hop scene in Connecticut. G Money?
How's it
going, man?
I'm good, man. Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, son. It's so different being on this side.
Okay. I feel you. I get the same thing.
Right.
You know, sometimes I be on that side, sometimes I'm on this side, and it's an honor for you to even accept my invitation to basically have you here. You know, but first I want to rewind and I want to go back to the life of G Money the Prince. I want you to give people a background of where it all started, where you come from.
Right here, baby. We in the hometown, you know what I'm saying? Sounds Never Too Much Kicks, you know, right around the corner from where I grew up, you know what I'm saying? That was everybody from Silver Lane, you know how we do out here in the east side. So, you know, I grew up right here, man. You know, I was born in Hartford. My dad, that side of the family is from Springfield. My mom from there, but my grandmother was all from Atlanta, you know, and I was actually raised more by my grandmother. So I was back and forth in Atlanta, here in East Hartford, up in Springfield. So it's a little bit of everywhere, you know what I mean?
Got you.
But if anybody asks where I'm from, it's right here.
Right here in Connecticut.
That's where they know me from, playing ball in high school, things like that, from off the beach and stuff like that.
Okay. So growing up, what got you into wanting to do radio?
You know, I'll be real with you, it was a mistake.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I went to Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island. I went there and I studied sports and entertainment management out there. And I was doing everything more sports based. I played basketball out there, you know, I was doing everything sports related. And then I was supposed to have an externship. That's like an internship, it's the last thing you do before you actually graduate.
Yep.
Had an externship with a professional NBA team. Like 2 weeks before I was supposed to go out there, when I was supposed to graduate, something fell through with the externship. You know what I mean? So what happened is I had to think of something last minute to come up with back here at home. You know what I mean? So what do we have sports wise here? At that time, we had the Rockcats. You know what I mean? And pretty much nothing else. You know what I mean? So my options were thin. By luck, my boy, God bless his soul, Kevin Brown, he actually worked at the radio station and he did sales, right? I seen him in Providence, he was out there clubbing, and I just ran into him like, yo, what you doing out here? Something like that, right? And then he was telling me about the station, everything that was going back home, and then it just clicked like, yo, I was thinking all sports. But I also do entertainment management as well. It's all together, sports and entertainment. So let me talk to my advisor and see if I could do my externship at the radio station. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him, he was like, yo, nobody ever did radio before. You know? So he was like, yo, not only can you do it, but I want you to do it so that you can kind of like open a new door so that we can start involving radio and other things into the program as well.
Nice. So you opened that door.
I opened that door, so I went and I did it with Hot 937 now. Obviously I had no radio background, so I was doing street team, you know, marketing, promotion, things like that. Which to me, I was already fun and outgoing too, so I was having a blast with it. It didn't even seem like work, you know what I mean? Like, what? I'm going to all these events I would have been probably paying for, and I'm getting paid to be there and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm having a blast. So, you know, management, they were like, yo, you got too much, you know, charisma. You know what I mean? Too much fun. The people in the streets love you too much. Like, you know what I mean? We can't just let your talents go to waste just being on the street team and stuff. So they actually taught me how to do radio right on the spot.
Oh, okay. They invested in you.
Yeah. So you always hear about twin Kid Fresh. You always hear that? Like Kid Fresh took me under his wing, and you know what I mean?
Shout out to Kid Fresh. Shout out to Kid Fresh.
So he was like, yo, do this, do that. The board side of things, like how to actually run a radio show. That's all Jenny Boom Boom.
Nice.
She actually helped taught me all of that.
Shout out to the whole 93.7 for you then.
Legit for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a product of them. So that's why I'll let nobody talk nothing bad about nobody at the radio station, because it wouldn't be no me. Like, you can't love me without loving Fresh, Jenny, Buck for even giving me that opportunity, and you know, just stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm a product of the radio station.
Throughout your career and in the radio station, you know, every time I hear your name come up, it's always good things about G Money, you know. And one thing that I really love is that you always try something to push the culture forward. You know, you're always trying to give a platform for not only just artists, but advice to people. You know, you was at one of our basketball events that DJ held a few months back, and you was just dropping knowledge, you know, giving wisdom and knowledge to people. You know, it don't always have to do with radio, so you know, I admire you for that.
Yeah, man, that's the thing about it. Like, look at how fortunate I am. As I just said, I am into radio by mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as I'm learning on the spot, you know? So I didn't go there wanting to do radio or anything like that. So I feel like I'm very fortunate, and it would be very selfish of me not to take what Kid Fresh gave me and not to pass it down. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Radio wise. So if I did that with radio, and then obviously, you know, Money Nem, so you got Michi that came up, you know, Money Mike who's down in Atlanta now, Joey Franchise is down in Tampa now, like all these guys that was like kind of under me, like my little bros, you know what I mean? They all came up to me for radio, and I was like, yo, if I could do that for radio, yo, let me try and help some of these artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea of, yo, since I'm on later on a Friday night, let's try a segment during my show. Like I want to, you know what I mean, donate an hour of my time, you know what I mean, to try and do something for the artists. You know what I mean? Because Buck being a program director was getting hounded by him. You know what I mean? Craig G getting hounded, but you got to understand the time of the radio that Craig G is on at 5 o'clock during the week. He doesn't have that flexibility to show a lot of local artists time because that's, you know what I mean, a big time slot. So you got to take care of the labels and all them other people first. So I'm on that Friday at midnight, you know what I mean? It's a little different. So let me go ahead and all the people that's bothering y'all that you can't do nothing for, send it to me.
I'll take it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started the Friday Night Spotlight. What that was is we started that. It was a 1.5 hour interview with an artist, and we played 3 of their songs.
Gotcha.
Here's a trivia question people don't really know. I'll let you try and guess. Who do you think was the first artist that we had on the Friday Night Spotlight? Of all the artists that you know about here, I think I'll tell you what that kind of help you out.
Yeah.
I'd say that segment started about 2008.
2008.
2008, I believe I started that segment.
Then the first artist you had on?
Very first artist.
And he's out right now.
Yeah, his name is very popular. You still know right now.
Annoyed.
Nah, he wasn't doing it in
Oscar
2008. Nah, he was the second artist.
Oh, he's the second artist?
Yeah.
Who was the first?
Mr. 106 Park, man. Rue Williams.
Rue Williams?
Rue Williams.
He was the first?
Actually the first. Yeah.
Dope.
He was actually the first artist to be interviewed on the show. You know what I mean? That's my boy from way back. So if I wanted to try something, I was going to try it with my bro. Like, yo, this is something we're going to do. Yo, like, yo, come to the station. We're going to try it out on you. You know what I mean? That's good trivia. So if you haven't seen that, y'all see Rue Williams, you know what I mean? Remind him of that. But it just went from there.
Yeah.
So take who was hot at that time. Rue Williams, Oscar Black, Opium Black, Mook and Fair, Paper Boys, you know, all them cats that really opened the door. You know what I mean? Guns N' Nero, just all these cats that really opened the door for CT artists to even be played on the radio station. You know what I mean? Like they got it, like artists that's doing it now, like you saying, like Annoyed and Brillo and these people that's getting to a big level now, have to thank those artists right there, because those were kind of like the pioneers. Those were the ones that were really in those offices fighting. You know what I mean? Like showing their worth, proving that they are talented enough to be played on the same radio station as the Drakes and the Chris Browns and the Rihannas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if they didn't open the boss's eyes to say that, wow, CT really do got some talent out here that's really like that, we wouldn't be able to do a show like I started. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to have a Talon Haynes actually in rotation. You know what I mean? At the time when Turnaround was big and things like that. You know what I mean? Annoyed with Lucky. You know what I mean? How big that is really in daytime rotation. You know what I mean? Not just mix shows, like daytime actual rotation. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, you see those pioneers, always think.
In radio for over 15 years?
Well, my internship started in 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
So a while. Been in it for a long time. You know, and 93.7 being, you know, the biggest platform of radio in the New England area. What do you think artists out here in Connecticut, what do you think that they lack as far as building something for them to actually be noticed, not only on 93 but just period? You know, because being that we have the biggest platform in New England, right? But Connecticut artists is not really, you know, exploding, you know, like they should be.
I think what we're lacking is direction and opportunities, right? I always when I tell artists, you know what I mean, I always bring it back to myself and try and give them you know, something that they can relate to kind of tell like what the difference is and things, right? So, like I said, I played basketball here in East Hartford. Coming up, I thought God's gift. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like basketball, I was doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Highly touted, whatever. Until I went to basketball camp. You know what I mean? At basketball camp, I was able to see basketball players from New York, from down south, from Chicago, from LA, you know what I mean? And then I realized, wow, I'm really not as good as I thought I was.
Yeah, gotcha,
you know what I mean?
gotcha.
Like I'm really not even doing half of the stuff that I should be doing to get on their level.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it took me leaving my surrounding area of people telling me how great I was to putting myself somewhere vulnerable, going out to basketball camp where you didn't know anybody. Now everybody that's invited there is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's different levels, and I saw that I wasn't on the level where I thought I was because everybody back home was telling me I was so great.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's a problem here. You know what I mean? You rapping, your homeboys, you'll tell everybody in your block, everybody in your circles, yo, you should be on the radio every day.
Yep.
Yo, you the nicest son. Like, yo, you should be on tour right now. You know what I mean? Well, go to New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mix with those artists out there and see how they are grinding, see how much of an investment they are really making, how much money they put into their stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? See what moves they're doing, seeing what events they are going to, and how they'll just go to a strip club knowing that a particular radio DJ is there,
Yep.
paying them some bread just to play their music at the strip club.
At the strip
You know what I'm
club,
saying?
yeah.
Never mind even the radio,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's far from that, you know what I'm saying? But just trying to build that relationship, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then once artists from here start seeing how other artists move that are making it, like everybody's saying like, yo, all these artists keep coming from Atlanta, how they keep making it? Why the hell you still in Connecticut asking that question?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spend some money, go down there,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Try and build some relationships, see how they move down there, link up with an artist down there, follow them for a little bit, and then take that knowledge and come back home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And learn something and move. But that's the problem. Like Connecticut is too focused on Connecticut. Hot 937 is a great radio station. Yes, it is. Yeah, very
But
highly
it's not
touted.
the
A lot of
only outlet,
people,
though.
right? A lot of people don't even know in the radio world how highly ranked we are.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Very highly touted in the radio game. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the only thing that's out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
How did Bobby Smurda get?
Yeah.
How did we find him? From the freaking Instagram video that
Yeah,
everybody was laughing at. Yo, what's that dance they doing? Hold me through the hat up. And then it was like, oh shit, that's really a song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it really was a song, but people really found out who he was off of IG.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Young and May. She put a freestyle on YouTube. So then everybody was like, oh, she did that Shy Rock remix and made it Brooklyn and stuff like that. People started really paying attention. Okay, now she got some, now here comes, okay, now she done took off. You know what I mean?
They'll find you.
Right.
They'll find you.
Justin Bieber, I discovered on YouTube. Like, hey, yo, there's ways, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 2017. Like, you artists have the internet as your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Use that. You know what I mean? Go out there, grind, and just come up with different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not the old school way of the 90s of just going there and handing out your mixtape or standing at somebody's label hoping it's running to an A&R.
Yeah.
It don't work that way anymore. So learn how the game is moving now, adapt to that, and play ball.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's what's up. And I just want to touch on a little bit about just go back a little bit when you was growing up.
Right.
When you were growing up, you know, how was it? How was it growing up as opposed to what we see now and just youth period?
I am blessed to be 37 years old. I'm an 80s baby and I really grew up in the 90s. So I feel like I had the best of everything. We were the last era that got to go outside and ride our bikes freely. We were the last to be outside in the middle of the street playing baseball, playing basketball on crates. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like we were the last bit of kids before society got all crazy that was able to have that freedom of being outside. But with that means that we didn't have all this technology these kids have now. We actually did play, which means I think like the athletes were better back then.
Yeah.
Guess all we did was play sports to kind of stay out of trouble. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I feel music was better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's best era in hip hop was the 90s.
Yeah.
R&B, the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just very blessed and fortunate to have grown up in that era. But I feel proud. You know what I mean? I feel proud. Like I'm kind of feeling like my father now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's kind of weird when hip hop was coming out and he was like, man, they not even singing, they just talking and stuff like that. And I feel like that now because I'm like, they don't even got no lyrics. They can't mumbling now. Like, what the kids listening to? You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting that pop swag about me, but I'm okay with that.
I like to surround myself around older people, you know, because I like to grow, you know, I like to learn and just be humble around people like, you know, yourself. And what is your passion? What drives you? You know?
Helping people. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but aside from everything that I do with the artists, I'm actually the spokesperson for Connecticut Against Violence.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? This is a state-run program based in Bridgeport where there's a program we actually do a lot of events in schools, and we do a tour where we go talking to kids in school using hip-hop, you know what I mean, as the catalyst, you know what I mean? The DJ Santo that is on the radio now, that's actually how I met him. He was the DJ for Connecticut Against Violence, and that's how I helped get him on the radio, because obviously I know how dope he was from doing this stuff with me. But we go from school to school talking to kids and saying, hey, this might what you hear in music, but let us be the first ones to tell you that's not really how it is, or that's not really what's going on. But we take it even further from that, where we actually have guys that were locked up in the system actually in their face talking to the kids. So it's not like when your teachers or your parents say, hey, don't do something. It's the cool guy from the radio station that's actually telling you the same thing. Hey, it's a dude who thought it was a good idea to be out there on the streets and slinging and all that stuff, that's now coming back out of jail, that only has $2 in his pockets now, you know what I mean? That's telling you like, yo, that might seem cool for a minute, but you know what I mean, once that life is over, you're left with nothing. You know what I mean? All the people that you thought was your gang and all that stuff like that, when you go to jail, you don't hear from them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give them to the kids raw, straight, like, it's not your after school program. You know what I'm saying? This is us. We from the streets. You know what I'm saying? We made it successful doing other things, and we just gonna give it to you straight. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what's up.
That's what it is, man. Shout out to my CAV family.
Yeah, definitely. See, that's good, man. Things that people don't really know. You know, people just see the front, and then they think that's all it is. They never really see the behind the scenes, the background of what people really do. You know, and another thing, just to tag along that, you know, for the kids that's out there right now, what advice can you just give them, you know, to let them know that what you just said, you know, there's other things out there than just this.
I tell kids all the time, find what your passion is and find a way to make that your everyday life. You know what I mean? Like, I love sports growing up, so I played football, I played basketball, I ran track, I did all these things, and my family loved it because they knew as long as I wanted to play sports, I couldn't get in trouble. I couldn't have bad grades because you gotta have a particular grade point average to play sports. You know what I mean? They also use, hey, you want to go to college, you gotta have a particular, you know, grade point. I wanted to go to college and play ball, so I was like, all right, well, they got it. You know what I mean? They tricked me. I was able to stay focused, stay out of trouble, anything, because I had my eyes on the prize. I wanted to go on and play sports in college. You know what I mean? And I tell kids that all the time, man. Like, yo, what's your thing? You love computers? Yo, cool. You know what I mean? Keep being on your computer, but learn more about computer. Like, don't just play a video game. Find out who are those people that actually made this video game and how they got to do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's art schools and everything that could teach you all that stuff there. Like, really get into it. You know what I mean? Like, you love video games? That's your thing? Make that your career. You know what I'm saying? How dope would that be? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't feel like you would ever work in a day if you was actually creating your own video game.
Your own
you know
thing.
What I'm saying? Same thing with sports, same thing with music, right? I tell artists all the time, hey, everybody wants to be a rapper, everybody wants to be in front of the camera, but you know who the people that make the most money? Not the person that's out in front of their, you know, singing the song, the person that wrote the song, or the person that produced the song, or stuff like that, you know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with being a Neo, you know what I'm saying? A Neo's a person who was writing for all your favorite artists until he got his opportunity to be in front of the camera, and then he, you know what I'm saying? Kerry Hilson, you know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of people I could go ahead and keep listing of people that wanted to be artists, but was like, all right, let me have these right until I get my stuff, ghostwriting, I get my chance, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with producing, man. Like, yo, make the music, you know, and learn. If you're an artist, it costs a lot to go into the studio and get all this stuff done. But how cool would it be if you could go to school and learn how to be an engineer yourself? And do it properly, right?
Absolutely.
So not only are you a dope artist, but now you could cut everybody out because you produce the song yourself and you know how to master the song, mix and master it, and make it sound perfect. Everything is done by you. Guess who you have to pay? a damn person. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you are absolutely good. So why, if this is what you want to do, wouldn't you learn the business? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just let people know that when it's time to pursue something that you love or something you're passionate about, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. People just think, you know, they look at you and they go, oh, he's there. You know, that's how easy it is. It's a grind. You know, it's a struggle.
Right.
Let them know how important it is.
Listen, anything they say worth having is not easy. They was lying, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about myself, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm doing radio now, and I love radio. That became my passion, right? But I was an intern in 2002. I'll say I actually got on the radio, let's say 2007, right?
Yeah.
So for 10 years, I've been on the radio as a part-time radio personality. 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Long time.
Waiting for an opportunity at this very radio station to open up where one day I might just become full-time. But anybody in radio will tell you, waiting for that door to open is a long, miserable life.
Yeah.
And to maybe even get an opportunity, you might have to leave everything behind and take an opportunity elsewhere. Like, if y'all remember Wesley Parmesan, you know what I mean? He left Connecticut to go out to Providence. He got a job opportunity out there. I told you about Joey Franchise already. He's in Tampa. I told you about, Kendra G, you know what I mean? One of the original ones.
Yeah.
She left. She went to Buffalo, now in Chicago doing big things. You know what I mean? Tasha Makia, she left here to go to Philly, and then now she's in South Carolina doing big things. You know what I mean? So to really do radio, you might have to be like, I can't even put no roots here because I never know opportunity might come up
somewhere
in LA somewhere and I might be out here. You know what I mean? So that's like a lot of sacrifice and stuff like that. We like, man, I don't even want to buy a house because I might have to sell it. You know what I mean? Do I even want to have kids here because, you know what I mean? Like, does my wife want to leave as well? You know what I mean? Or do you put yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, I'll just do this for fun and still be my passion as part-time, and I just try and find some full-time work as well. So, you know what I mean? Even, I like to use myself as an example. I don't want everyone to talk about everybody, you know what I mean? So that's just me, and something that I have to deal with, and that's my daily struggle as a part-time radio personality, because it's still my passion, and I would love to do it full-time, but until that day comes, what am I going to do? That's real life, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's me. You know what I mean? So whatever your passion is, you got to think about not only how are you going to get to that goal, but the sacrifices that it's going to take to actually get there. You know what I mean? Like, unless you plan on being broke, like working a 40-hour work week, unless you're working for somebody else, like that's not how real life really works. You know? We are talking about those that are passionate, that have a goal, that really want to make it.
Yes.
There is no 9 to 5. There is no, I'm gonna wake up and I gotta start at this time, and this is when it. You got passionate about something, like it's my brother Tony when he opened up this store. You know, Never Too Much Kids. I mean, that's how I met him, because we both had passion for sneakers and stuff like that. You know, and to see him at all the sneaker shows and take it from there to now opening up his own show. I mean, his own stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm so proud of my brother, but now that it inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a passion that he took and made it a business. Now this is his job every day. You think he complains about going to work? No, this is a thing that he loves. Never too much kick. Never too.
Y'all come
down. Olympic sevens, goddammit. Never too much kick. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. That's what we do. It's a passion of his, and he made it an actual business. So what is your passion, and how can you turn it into something financial and something that you can call your career?
You know, who is your support team, and how important it is for you to have that support team behind you?
My family, my friends. I said my wife already. You know, my entertainment company I started, Money Name Entertainment. Shouts to DJ Rex, DJ Michi, DJ Hogan, the whole crew, up and down. I mean, it was so important to put yourself in an area and surround yourself with people that are passionate. I don't always got to be the same thing, but are passionate about something as well. For instance, like I said, Tony's one of my good friends, so I knew how passionate he was about sneakers and how could he turn this into a business, and look what it came. You know what I mean? So me surrounding myself by him and other people that have true goals is only going to inspire you to keep pushing as well. You know what I'm saying? Because he opened up the store, but it wasn't this size at first. You know what I'm saying? He bought the other side of the building so he can make it bigger. You know what I'm saying? So you talk about somebody that just loves sneakers, collects sneakers, you know, want to show them off at sneaker shows, to open up a small shop, to now shop this size.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, it's dope.
And that's dope. And that's the people that you kind of want to surround yourself around, because even though his goal is different, his drive and passion to get to this place was the same as mine. To one day be full time on the radio.
Yeah.
For me, I hope it's Hot 93.7 because I really
Yep.
don't want to leave, but you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's the passion, that's the focus, that's still going to remain the goal right there, is to do that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if you're around me, there's no way you can't be inspired to want to just do something and go for what it is, because I'm going to rub off on you, you know what I mean? Because you're going to call me and be like, yo, G, what up, yo, what you doing, yo? Working. Grinding. Getting to this bag, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Securing something to get one of my goals accomplished. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And one of those goals, to get a Connecticut artist on that main stage.
On that main stage. We gotta break it, right? We gotta break through, right?
Main stage, boy. Sunday supper.
Sunday supper
Showcase. So, I mean, I don't know how your family is, but like I said, we come from the South originally. So, you know, on Sundays, that's family day. You come together and you have supper. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the family day. So, but you come together to eat. So that's what I did. I call it the Sunday supper, because all the artists are going to come together. And they're going to have to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But what I wanted to do is give them a platform. Like I said, a lot of artists don't really leave Connecticut or don't go to where the opportunities are. Okay? I'll bring the opportunities here. You know what I mean? Being in this radio, I have built a lot of relationships. You know what I mean? So for all the A&Rs that hit me and like, yo, G, yo, play my artist record, da 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 da. Sure. And I'm asking for a thing. It's payback time. Now I'm asking for a thing. Now you bring your raggedy ass out here to Connecticut. And you sit here on a Sunday and you listen to my artist until you pick one that you feel is good enough to come up and you give a real shot at your spot. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is the first Sunday I'm doing it. I have DJ Thorough coming down. If y'all don't know, that's Cassidy's DJ. Also DJ for Raekwon and 50 Cent as well. And he actually is on thisis50.com.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you watch that, he's probably one of the persons that's going to be interviewing artists and things like that. So I hit him up like same thing. Hey bro, come down. This is what we're going to do. You pick whatever artist you feel is fit enough, and you're going to interview him on thisis50.com.
Dope.
Like, we're going to take that blog that gets millions and millions of views and hits on the daily, and we're going to put somebody from this area on that platform so that they can get those views and get that respect as well. You know what I mean?
And this is you put this together.
I don't need no help.
I'm trying to tell you, man. It's G-Money the Prince, man.
You know what I'm saying?
And like, how the artists is, you know, submit their music or their bios or whatever to get on that. Like, what do they have to do?
Hit me up, man.
Just gotta hit you up.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't a hard guy to find, but social media, I'm at G-Money937. That's G-Money like my name, 937 like the radio station. Real simple. Hit me up, man. Social media, DM me, whatever. So the October show is already full, but once November comes, I'm gonna be doing another show, thinking of another idea. You know what I mean? And then just keep going from there. But I just feel like what I say in the beginning. Artists need direction, you know what I'm saying? And they need opportunities. So let me bring the opportunities here. And then while I'm bringing the opportunity here, that opportunity is going to have a chance to speak to those artists there and help with their direction as well. You know what I'm saying?
What is the key points that they should have set before they even try to get to that next level, to be prepared?
Well, just remembering that this is business, you know what I mean? And that hip hop and all this other stuff is profitable for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is that there's not too many me's that are willing to help you for free. Please have that in the back of your mind as you're going through this. You know what I mean? But things that you should have together professionally, especially music-wise. If you're ever going to send a package to commercial radio, make sure you send it clean. Make sure it's mastered. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be cool to have a studio at your own house. You know what I'm saying? But your sound quality is not going to be the same if you want to be played amongst those big ones. They're using $1 million studios. You don't necessarily have to. You could use your home studio, just send it off to the professionals to master it. Spend that money to get it really sounding great, mastered perfectly, so that when you send it to a radio station, us and whoever else, you know what I mean, we can't come back to you and say, hey, this sounds like shit, we can't play it. You know what I mean? So spend that money to get it mastered and engineered professionally.
Absolutely.
BDS your music. Mediabase.com. Alright, go on that website, hit on the frequently asked questions, and they show you how to send in your music and code it so that now every time it's played on commercial radio,
Yep.
you're getting credit for your spins.
Yep. Yep.
Like some people see the importance of that, some people don't. So I tell them, hey, you can go ahead. I could be Mr. A&R from Def Jam or whatever, and you can tell me, man, my song's being played in Connecticut, Mass, New York, Atlanta, da. Oh yeah? Go right to the website, look up your name, and we can tell you if you're lying or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all in code. That's the importance of that, because if you are going to use that as a, this is why I'm hot. You know what I mean? To go back to that phrase. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm the man. I'm getting played everywhere. Well, there's your proof right there. You know what I mean? So I mean, just do that thing. That's some of the tricks that the pros use right there.
Absolutely.
Also, invest in blogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
People have their phones in their hands all day long, right?
Yep.
Even when they can't listen to the radio, they could go on different websites.
Yeah.
So that's my brother is Biscuit. You can check, you know what I mean?
Right.
Two Dope Boy. You know what I mean? Like all these different websites that people love going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just at World Star. Like how many people go up there and check out the videos?
Yeah.
There's all these different websites and things like that. Like, cause they always have their phone in their hand or they're sitting at a computer.
Yeah.
So understand that going to the blogs is the new 2017 way of hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get it in those blogs' hands, because getting it played on Hot 937, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We touch all of Connecticut, Western Mass, Eastern New York, like Long Island, and even hit Rhode Island. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a nice little corner there.
Nice little,
right? But what about blogs?
Yeah.
Like I said, well, this is 50 opportunity.
All
you know what I'm saying?
place,
This is 50.com opportunity that I'm giving them at the Sunday Supper Showcase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many people from all over go on that website?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm thinking, man. Stop thinking locally,
Thinking
man. Get
big, man.
globally. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was an artist, man, I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot I gotta get this to Hot 937. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's how I would be thinking, because
it'd be not last, but it'd be last. Like,
but I'm thinking so globally.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like no artist wants to be, oh man, like somebody noticed who I was at West Farms.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you went platinum. Like, fuck, so what? You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Think big, man. Think
like,
big.
Word,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Go out
like,
there and hustle, work.
Hustle. That's all it is, man.
Dope,
Yeah.
man. Listen, man, I appreciate you a lot, man.
Thank you for having me,
Absolutely.
man. Definitely.
Yeah, DmtsRadio, G Money the Prince.
Listen, I don't do this for just anybody. So y'all know this is the real right here, man. DmtsRadio, I co-sign it. This is my bro right here, you know what I'm saying? And I support any and everybody that's pushing this culture forward. And this is my brother, this is my man, you know what I'm saying? This is we hustle together, we do everything, man, because we got the same goal in mind, and that's to see a Connecticut artist on that major stage, man. So y'all keep on grinding.
Where you at, G-Money?
Yo, y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm at my brother's shop, Never Too Much Kiss, on Burnside in East Hartford, Connecticut, man. The whole East Side, Silver Lane. What's happening? This is how we do, baby. Yeah.